we're going to show you how unbelievably easy it is to use artificial intelligence. Coming up on episode 96 of our Finding Better podcast, David Eagan joins us again, and he's going to show us 4 apps that he built using AI, and he's going to show us live how to build an app using 4 easy sentences. You don't have to be a coder, you don't have to be a developer. It's unbelievable. Here we go. Please share this. Hello, 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 and welcome back to our Finding Better podcast. My name is John Suzuki, and I am your host. And this is where we share real life experiences of people sharing what they've done, where they've been there and done that, and finding better in their own lives. It's not about opinions, it's not about academics, it's not about theories, it's real life stuff that maybe you can learn from and apply to your own life, because sometimes a really great way to success is to copy it. Now listen, we're going to talk today about AI. I have my good friend David Eagan with me, and David was on episode 21, and that episode was Finding Better with Artificial Intelligence, and he shared with us the kinds of things that he did in building a small business using AI. It was mind blowing, and it just boggled my mind. And so go back to episode 21 of our Finding Better podcast and go check it out on our YouTube channel. And we're going to continue that. We're going to continue, and David's going to give us an update on what's been going on in his life. David, welcome to Finding Better.
Hey John, thanks for having me. Great to see you. I think
Yeah,
the last episode about a year ago. And the thing
yeah.
is, AI keeps improving. There keeps being new tools and things you can do with it. And I'm just trying to stay ahead of the game, stay sharp and learn. And I feel like I don't want to be left behind.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Not being left behind, because one of the things as you know, David, well, for you folks out there, check out episode 95, the last episode, because I just done a keynote at a conference called Data and Revenue Management, and part of my keynote was about AI and where things are going. So check out episode 95, because I kind of lay the groundwork for the foundation of us moving forward together, all of us moving forward together in this new blazing world of artificial intelligence, because it is here. It's moving fast. AI is going to change the world faster than we've ever seen, by probably an order of magnitude. And David, you just went right into it, because the fact of the matter is, anybody out there who's saying, well, gosh, it's too hard, I'm too late. Oh my gosh. Would you talk about that for a second in terms of folks who might be thinking, well, it's too late for me to take advantage?
We're still early. Yeah, get in. I mean,
It's barely
uh,
been born, right?
yeah, I mean, I still feel like it's rare to come across people that are using it on a daily basis. It may be like when you go on YouTube and you see videos, or on X, you see tweets, it seems like, oh, everyone's already doing this, I'm behind. I promise you, you're not. Like, there's just a select few that are out there on the internet publishing this.
We are so on I mean, we are before the early stages.
Yeah.
Okay. And one thing I'll just put it out there. One thing that I learned from folks at this conference is that some of these folks get on AI before they talk to people.
Hmm.
And if they when they have a question about something, they will go to ChatGPT and they will ask the question. And some of them came back and said 80% of their questions were answered just going into ChatGPT, which means, 80% of the work that they just didn't have to go to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's part of like building the muscle of like no like thinking about doing that. Like we all grew
Yes.
up, we didn't have the AI bots to ask questions to, so you have to get into the rhythm of like going there and ask.
Yes. Yes.
But a loss of caution, like these things aren't right all the time.
Right.
So
Right.
just because it spits something out doesn't mean that that is accurate.
Right.
more than often, like maybe 10, 20% of the time, they do what they call hallucinations. And so it's careful, just take it for its
Right.
word.
Right. And so what some people will do, there's different AI systems out there. This
Yep,
the most well-known is ChatGPT, but Elon Musk has got his Grok,
yep,
Grok.
yep,
And they're different. They're different. What's really interesting is that even if you use ChatGPT and you ask the same question twice, you get different answers, right?
yeah,
And unless the answer is absolute, like what is one plus one? Of course, they're all going to come back with two, but it's really interesting. Now it's getting better and better and better, and as we move into this new world, which who knows what it's going to look like? It's going to be humanoid robots. It's going to be uh, in a lot of respects, it's going to be amazing. Um, we've just started. And so, David, I love that you're here. I so appreciate that you're here because I want us to talk to people who may everybody listening can do something with this, right? And it is
yep,
so new, and who knows what can come of it. I mean, I won't talk about what's come of it for me in terms of my rudimentary use of it, but it has just been incredible.
yep,
What it has done for my own personal productivity and my personal life and the things that I've been learning. So, all right, David. So the update, yeah, please.
Well, it was maybe a month ago or so. We were chatting offline, and you were talking to me about doing update, another
Hmm.
episode, and curious about doing some sort of coding or apps or something like that. And to be honest, I felt a little intimidated. So I
I'm an
will just say
intimidating guy.
I'm not a coder. I don't know how to code, but I had seen enough videos and different things on X where people were talking about how the AI was getting really good at coding. And so you motivated me to look into, well, what could I do as somebody that doesn't know how to do any of this? And
Wonderful.
so I made four different things, and I'm going to share them with you. And it's amazing to me that each of these took maybe a couple hours to do, and most of that was like me sort of struggling to like actually get it onto the browser, like probably the most basic thing for a real coder to do, but actually writing the code and everything is super fast. And now I mentioned just a minute ago, AI is not always right. So sometimes it wrote the code wrong. But the amazing thing is you can just point out to the AI, hey, I think there's an error here, and it will fix it.
Oh,
So
whoa.
it's pretty cool.
Whoa.
All right, I'm going to share my
Wow.
screen real
Okay. So,
quick.
so, so, okay. So as you're
Okay.
doing that, as you're getting us ready, I just want to emphasize what David just said. Um, he's not a coder, and but he used AI to
Mm-hmm.
do the coding. And
Mm-hmm.
that really resonates with me because at this conference I was at, there were several people that said, "I'm not a coder, but look what I've done." And so with that as a I'm thrilled. I'm just really excited right now to see what you're going to share with us, David. All right, so it's all yours.
I requested share screen.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Multiple participants can
Yeah,
share
okay,
simultaneously. Okay,
got it.
good.
Okay.
Okay, so
All
that was
right.
you that time. Okay, good.
The first thing I did, probably not a surprise, is I made a game featuring my dog Andre. It's kind of like last time I was doing punny paws, all these dog things. So
Yeah.
this time I also started off with a dog thing. Now remember, like I don't know how to code, and this is you remember the game Candy Crush?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, so this is like Candy Crush, except it's like dog icons. So you just grab these and boop, it's just just for fun. Like I just wanted to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what I could do, and it's keeping track of the moves, the matches. It's like got the graphical interface. And this is just me asking it, like, hey, can we do like I want hot dogs because there's no wiener dogs in like these graphics, but just something as simple as this maybe took a couple hours to figure out how to do. So that's
Wow.
one.
Okay.
The second one,
And this was just a couple of hours.
yep. The second one,
Just real quick.
yeah,
Without this, how long would it have taken you to do this?
I wouldn't be able to.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, like, if you want me, if I had to do this, probably weeks to months. Like, I'd have to figure out how to code, like the
Yeah.
language. There's a whole bunch of like this is probably 1,000 lines of code that I don't know what it says, but it works.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
Obviously,
All right. Yeah, that's
uh,
amazing. So thousands of
and then
hours.
eventually you run out of matches with this thing, and they'll say like game over. Uh,
Okay.
but
Okay. But
yeah,
thousands of hours done in two.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah,
And you
I
could
was like,
and folks, if you wanted to, you could do something like this with your kids' pictures on it or something,
yeah,
right?
yeah, you could, yeah.
You could I mean it could be amazing, very simple, but could be super cool.
Yeah, you could very easily, I could just take this code, put it back into the AI and say, you know what, instead of dogs, let's do smiley faces or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah, yeah,
thing,
yeah.
like
Okay.
instantly.
Wow.
Okay,
Amazing. All
so
right.
the next one, I was just trying to think of like something around just like I wanted to go on a vacation and I couldn't decide where to go. So I was like, I'm going to make something with AI and just to see what's possible. So what you do is you select what kind of trip you're looking for. So we'll say a friend's trip, and then you press generate trip. It's going to randomly come up with a trip. So it came up, we're going to go on a vintage car experience to Havana, Cuba. It's going to say how long it is, the time, the weather there, how much our budget should be, and then it's going to give us some suggested activities. And I didn't look this part up, but the way it would work is you press generate itinerary, and then it would hit the AI, like the API for ChatGPT, and actually tell you what to do throughout the trip. So say you don't like that one, you can come back up here and you can go back to generate the trip. Oh, it's gonna give us the same one. There we go. And so it's gonna come up with a new one, Rocky Mountain Adventure. So it's just like a fun thing to think about, like different activities you could possibly do.
You know,
Again, I I have no coding experience, and this is like a couple hours of, hey, how about this? How about that? Like, what about adding this in?
and you know, the thing that stuns me about this is that you did this in 2 hours. Now,
Uh-huh.
there are lots of apps out there who that will generate trips like this, right? You type in your preferences, you type in the dates that you want, you type in all that kind of stuff, and then it'll generate a trip based on your preferences. And like Netflix, right? I mean, you look at Netflix. Netflix takes all the information, all the data it can find about you and your preferences and what you've watched, and soon it's going to take all the data in the world that it can find about you.
Uh-huh.
Um, and so these kinds of really customized capabilities are out there getting better all the time. But you wrote this in 2 hours.
Well, the AI wrote this probably in 2 minutes. It took me 2 hours to figure out
Yeah.
how to get it on the thing on the
Yeah,
site.
yeah, that's amazing. That is
Um,
amazing.
then I'll show you. I have
Wow.
a couple more like vacation type ideas I had.
So as you're doing this, folks, I want you, you know, kind of look at this through the lenses of opportunity and possibility. and creativity, right? Um, and just think, just understand that as David is showing us these things and what he's built, um, there are endless numbers of things that haven't been built yet, or things that, I mean, it's just your imagination, and that's why
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
exciting.
Like there's been days where I just have ideas in my mind and I just want to be spending time building little things and
So so
testing
so
it.
so have you? So it has. You're doing this has kind of spawned different ideas, right?
Yeah, yeah. I just
And
like the
yeah,
so for me, I always wanted to be able to create little things like this, but it seemed like such a big investment to figure out how to code. Like I don't have the time set aside
right,
to
right.
study it and practice it, and like it seemed like even if I started to learn, like I don't want to build like little basic things. Like it doesn't seem
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
But
yeah.
being able to build like real things in only a few hours, like that seems fun. So I just wanted to get started and see. And I'm still early.
And you're just
Um,
playing, right? I
I'm
mean,
just playing.
you're
Yeah, I'm
in
not.
you're in the playing phase of learning,
Yeah,
and who knows what this is going to lead to? Which is my
yeah,
point, right? Who knows what this can lead to? I mean, and with AI happening so fast, I guess a tagline I just thought of is be part of it, not a victim of it, right?
okay.
Yeah. And so yeah, all right, good.
Okay, so this one, uh, whenever me and my friends go on like a golf trip together, we always are good about paying and we don't really worry about it. But then the hard part at the end is like figuring out how much people owe people, right?
Uh-huh.
Everyone's got receipts and it ends up being some Excel spreadsheet. So
Yeah,
I thought there should be like a vacation expense splitter. So the way it works,
that's awesome.
the way it works is you add in participants. So we'll put John.
Yep.
And I just told the AI like, hey, there should be like fun avatars for the people. And so like it's got these different things that I'll give you the smiley, the guy with the sunglasses, and then we got to add myself in. So
Yep.
we'll have myself. I'll be the nerd guy, and then we'll say we're gonna add in John's family, and then we call you the family. And that's important because we've got where you can put adults and children in because
Wow.
some people go on groups, right? And you can decide how the family's expenses are going to get split. So either equal, like a family counts it just as one as me and you, or per person, the children are half, or you can put like a custom ratio. Okay. Then you come down here and you start putting in the expenses. So there's accommodations. Let's say we got a hotel. Oh, this is the amount. Let's say we spent 3,000 on a hotel. John, you paid for it. Thank you. And we're going to add it to the expenses. And down here, it shows, okay, we spent $3,000. Here's how we split it up. And
Oh
here's how
wow.
we
Oh
settle it
wow.
out. So I owe you 1,000. Your family, I guess, owes you 1,000. And it breaks
Wait,
out
wait, wait.
all the
You
math.
you built this in 2 hours?
Yeah, it was just crazy, right? And
You guys, this is incredible. This is
you can come
incredible.
down here, keep adding more things. So we had drinks. This was $45. Or yeah, this is just drinks.
And
I'll say I
everybody
paid
has
for
access to
this.
this. Everybody has access to this. So they're putting in their expenses, right?
Yep.
And then, okay,
So we have the drinks now out of here. It's
hours.
adjusted like the settle up plan. And then it keeps track of like you paid this and then how much you owe. All the details down here on like and how I had mentioned before, like AI is not always right. When I
Yeah.
was testing this, I was looking at how the expenses were being, like how the settlement plan was working. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
wait a second, that math doesn't work. And I literally, this is what I said to the AI. I go, hey, the settlement plan math doesn't add up. Can you correct it? and it said, "You're right. I didn't do that correctly," and rewrote the code. And all I did was paste it back in,
And it rewrote the code.
and it rewrote the code. So, and yeah, you can come back up
Wow.
here and change like the family expense settings, and it'll recalculate
That
like
is
how much people
crazy.
owe down here, right? And again, like I'm I'm not trying to create a business with this. I just want to see like challenge it on what's possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And what just struck me is that if you can't find an app out there that does what you want it to do, go create it for yourself, right? And who knows what's going to happen? You may create something for yourself and share it with your friends, and all of a sudden
you might have
I mean, who
a
knows,
business there. Yeah.
right? It could be amazing, but that's amazing. Okay, so you have a fourth, is that
I have
right?
a fourth. Yeah.
Okay, let's see it.
So I was inspired by a conversation some friends were having. They were trying to decide if they wanted to give some hotel rooms or an Airbnb. And I thought, that could be an interesting thing to do with AI. And so um, it's called Smart Stay Optimizer AI powered accommodation analysis. I'll tell you, I didn't come up with this name, Smart Stay Optimizer. I didn't come up with any of this. I just told it sort of what I wanted it to do,
What
and
a
it came up
great
with this,
name.
right? So you come in here, you put in like how many people. So there's 5 adults. We'll say a couple children. It's family and children. And put in like how much the vacation rental is going to cost. So we'll put 4,000 here. We'll say the hotel is 3,500. And then you come through step three is basically you choose what amenities each of these have and how important they are for you. So there's equipment for the kitchen. So we'll say that's important. We have it at the rental, but not at the hotel. The pool, we have it at both. We'll say it's somewhat important. The Wi-Fi, it's important. Private parking is at the hotel, somewhat important. And so you just go through
Yeah, these amenities.
all these
Yep.
amenities that you really care about, like
Hmm.
fireplace you have at the rental, say it's important. Pet
And
friendly
you
for
and
me.
you and you built this. So these are the things this is this I mean, obviously this app that you built is customized to you.
Yeah, so I built this, but what I'll tell you is like I didn't sit there and think, what is every amenity that I want? I basically told the AI, come up with a list of amenities, and there were more than this, and I just deleted the ones I didn't want on the page.
Oh, whoa,
Um,
seriously.
yeah, yeah. And so then it comes down here and gives you a final analysis, vacation rental or hotel, which one is better for you based on what you've selected, and gives you a recommendation, and you should choose the vacation rental. Now, it works, right? But like to me, I feel like the scores of 1.8 and 1.2, like I'd like them to be not so low. It feels like neither of these are good if they're
Yeah,
so low.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so if I had time, I'd go back into the code or to the
yeah,
AI and
yeah,
say, hey, change it so like scores are higher in general.
yeah,
And again, I don't know how it actually works and how it's doing the math. So it might just be the fact that I haven't like checked all these things.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not actually positive, but like some of the stuff when I was doing this one, as the first version didn't look in my mind that impressive. So
Uh-huh.
I said, make it look more impressive. This is literally what I said. And then when it came back and it added these cool graphics of like step one,
Really?
step two, step three, and put this like
So
nice border around it.
so it
And I
even
was like,
does UI stuff. That's amazing.
yeah, it had all this UI stuff.
That's
Um,
user interface. Sorry. Yeah,
yes, it had all this user interface in. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And
that is incredible.
I wanted to say, so last time we talked ChatGPT, we have it here. You
Yep.
can see like all my like when I'm asking it questions, like I'm literally talking to it about how do I do these things? But I've been using another AI called Claude.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
and the reason I've been using Claude is it has this really cool interface on the right that basically shows the code. And sometimes it can even give you a preview of what something will look like.
Okay, so
But
just real quick, as you're doing that,
yeah,
I just want to make sure everybody understands. David did not write all that
no, no,
gobbledygook,
no, yeah,
right? I mean, he's just showing it to us, and that's the whole point. The whole point is, holy cow. I mean, I don't even know what any of that means.
yeah, I don't either. Uh,
Okay. Yeah, okay, good.
but like, okay, so the reason I chose Claude is because it has that cool thing on the side that shows the code. ChatGPT can do it too, but it doesn't have the same uh, feature to the same degree. But I just wanted to like give a demo. So like, can you write an MVP for a React app that um, calculates how much I should feed my dog, lets me choose how often I feed it, and the breed. I'm just making this up on the spot.
Okay,
We'll see what it does.
can you write an MVP? Okay.
So you see it here it is, writing the code.
Oh, whoa. What?
Yeah,
It's
I think
doing
this
all
is
that?
simple enough
Just
it's gonna
what?
work.
David, for the audience, what's an MVP?
Minimal viable product.
Minimal viable product.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I just literally wrote this thing in what
Oh
was that?
my God.
So now you can choose your dog breed. You see, it doesn't have
What?
my dachshund on here, but we'll just choose Beagle. We'll enter the weight, 10, and then it's going to say how much you should feed it.
Wow.
Now, okay, so you know how I said it doesn't have dachshund? Literally, I'll just say, can we add in dachshund? And well, let's just do this one first, because eventually if you do too much coding in here, it's going to not be able to give you the preview within the AI.
Okay.
You have to put it into onto your computer. Like this is on my actual
Look at
computer,
that.
but then I upload back onto the web to get it to work. But so now it's rewritten the code,
And
and
there's
here.
Dachshund. Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
So Andre's about 15 pounds. I feed him twice a day. It says I should feed him 1.1 cups total,
Interesting.
which is
You know,
accurate.
that's crazy. Now, folks, this is not an analysis of the number of cups relative to the quality of the dog food.
This,
This is just a an amazing. I mean, I don't know, 60 seconds you just did that?
well, you just mentioned a new feature, quality of dog food. So let's see what happens if we just say, can you consider the quality of dog food? That's literally all we're going to say, and we'll see what it says.
Modify the calculator to account for dog food quality, which affects the amount needed since higher quality foods are typically more nutrient dense and calorie dense. My goodness. I am really passionate about dog food, by the way, folks, because, dogs, like humans, are not meant to eat kibble. I mean, they have these great big teeth for ripping and tearing into meat. And yeah, so I'm really into dog food. And I had a dog that lived 19 years, and I attribute it to his dog food. But anyway, look at
Is
that.
that food quality?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I also
Oh my
totally agree with
goodness.
you on dog food. I don't, Andre does not get kibble. He gets like real food.
Yeah, yeah, good, good.
Like,
Otherwise, you and I would be having a conversation.
I mean, this is totally off the path of AI, but like I just a bunch of research about dog food and realized like it's like any of these industries, like there's big dog food, they're just trying to make profit off of
They
people
are.
by having kibble. It's
Yeah.
and somehow people are convinced like because it's called dog food and it's at the shopping market, like that's what you feed the dog, but it's
Yeah.
not good quality food for them.
No, it's there's a show called Dog Fooled. Dog food
Uh-huh.
with an L-E in it. Dog fooled. I think it's on Prime. We saw it on Netflix, but basically it talks about the whole dog food industry. And I'll just a 10 second comment. You know, the slaughterhouses where they slaughter the cows and pigs and everything. Um,
Hmm.
they take all the meat off. They all the meat that they take off, they put into grind hamburger or steaks or whatever. What do they do with all the rest of the stuff that they don't use? All of the waste, the bones, the gross stuff. Uh,
Yeah,
all of that stuff becomes a meat byproduct.
yeah,
They're not burning it. They're not sticking it out, throwing it in the ocean. They're not throwing it. What are they doing with it? They're throwing it in our dog food.
yeah,
And I'll tell you, my little cocker spaniel, he ate real food for his
yeah.
whole life, and he lived almost 19 years, and he lived a very happy and healthy life. So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to editorialize on dog food, but that's amazing, David. That's
Yeah,
amazing,
right?
wonderful. So listen. So um, your view, you and I share the view that we're just at the very very beginning of this. And the idea is, okay, how can folks take advantage of it? Um, I'd like to just pass along some ideas. First, learning AI. And David, I want to come back to you and ask you the best way folks can learn and start to learn this, because what I found is that as I started to learn, and as you know, sorry, David, as you can tell, I'm getting really excited about this. It took me 6 months to just kind of go, okay, okay. 6 months of David saying, John, just do it, just try it, just ask the damn thing questions and start playing with it. No, no, I'm not that smart. 6 months it took me to do it, but I'll tell you that once I did it, it was like, wait, what? you know and it just you just start learning more and more and asking more and more and realizing more and more of what it can do. um,
Yeah,
and we're just at the very beginning of all this, and so two aspects to consider. One is to learn for yourself, right? I mean, you can learn recipes. You can throw in your recipe and ask it. You can throw in the chocolate cake recipe and ask AI, how can I improve it? And it'll
yeah,
come back and give you suggestions on how you can improve your chocolate cake recipe. And at the same time, you can think about building apps, building a business, and using this to support your business and make your business better. David, how can people in a simple and non-threatening and non-intimidating way start to learn about this?
I mean, everyone I think has different ways of learning.
Yes.
My best way of learning is just trying. And I think with these tools, it's not like you can break them or mess it up. And it really
Right.
is as easy as asking it questions. Like you saw what I did just there. I wrote in a couple lines and then it turned into an app. So
Right.
like if
Right.
if you wanted to start even more basic, and we could if we want to spend the time, is we could go back to it and say, I'm curious about starting an app. What do you think I should build? Like there, you're just asking a general
Do it. Do
question.
it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Do it, we do it, we go with it. All right. I mean, I think of it as like someone to brainstorm with, someone to work with, like
Yes.
a
Yes.
coworker. Uh,
Yes. I think one of the things I was intimidated by was one thing that you said was, the quality of output is going to depend on the quality of your questions, and learning to ask the question. I'm like, well, gosh, I don't want this thing to think I'm stupid. I mean,
it doesn't
seriously,
have
it's
any
an inanimate
opinion.
object, right? And so, but the really cool thing is that as you learn to use the products, the AI, you're also going to learn to ask better questions. Look at that. What are we
Yeah.
looking at?
So I just said I want to build an app. Can you make some suggestions that we could work on? So what is your programming experience? Do you have any
Look at
particular
that.
interests or problems? It's going to say personal tasks, to-do list, weather dashboard, recipe manager, expense tracker. Any of these you want to do? Or do you have an interest that we should do?
Oh, do I have it? I have no I have no experience. Okay, in coding.
What's our interest?
What's our interest? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Um, how to go paragliding without killing myself?
Paragliding? Well, I don't know if that's an
Or do
app.
something do something more simple.
We'll say paragliding.
And I am
I
a
mean,
retired paragliding pilot. Yeah. Oh, there you
I didn't
go.
know that about you. Okay, paragliding weather check app that would help pilots check if conditions are suitable for flying, display
Look at that.
weather metrics.
And
Okay,
then you can drill down on any one of these, right? Like what are the top three? What are the top three weather check apps?
first stage very
Okay.
basic. So it's going to give us some basic stuff. Okay,
Or hey, do this. Do
yeah.
this. Um, I'm going to take a trip to Russia. What do I need to know?
Well, it's going to not. You want to build an app for that?
Oh
Let's
no.
do,
Oh, okay. We're talking about apps. Okay. Sorry. Um,
we can do that right after this one.
wow.
Let's just have it build this first stage.
That's amazing. Can you build the first stage? Okay. Folks, we are watching this in action. I mean, this is we just came up with this stuff. And look at this. Look at what and by the way, if you're listening on a podcast station and you're not looking at this on YouTube, please go to YouTube. Go go to Finding Better podcast on our YouTube channel so you can see this.
So we can
And it
change the wind
look at that.
speed. I guess it says down here is that like conditions appear suitable for paragliding. You're the pilot, John, so you let me know if
Yeah.
this is true.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I mean what it's basically saying is you're inputting what's going on where you are, and you're putting in the wind speed, you're putting in the temperature, you're putting in the visibility, and it's coming back to you and saying either yeah, you're clear, or be careful, or don't even think about it. Don't even think about launching. Um,
what temperature makes sense to paraglide? Can you be too hot?
well, this would need to go into a little bit more detail because temperature varies based on altitude. And
Oh,
right, and so it require a little bit more. The presumption is that this temperature setting would be at the launch point, but there are other questions that you'd certainly want to ask as it relates to temperature and the weather. But folks, this is we're just building it, and David's asking more questions to.
so how does
Ah,
this
good catch! Look at
figure
that.
altitude for the temperature? And it's
My
like it's gonna
goodness.
rewrite the whole thing. There we go. Now we have the adjusted
There
temperature.
it is. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Yeah, because yeah, and taking a look at that. That's amazing. That is amazing.
So
This is
we
uh-huh.
built this, John, with
Crazy.
let's just go back to see like how much we've said. I said I want to build an app. Can you make some suggestions? So one sentence. I said one sentence. I said I have no experience and I'm interested in paragliding. So we're at two sentences. Can you build the first stage?
Three
three
sentences.
sentences, and then I asked it for altitude. So I said four things, and we now have an app that I
Oh
said probably
my
directionally
God.
is accurate. Like we probably want to check the math and everything before we actually paraglide.
That
But
is incredible.
imagine if you had a website or a business where you did paraglide rentals or something. I don't know.
Yep.
You could just take this and embed it onto your website.
No kidding. I wish we picked something else like chocolate cake or something that is more broadly applicable. But we'll do that next time. We'll come up with a couple of things that maybe might be applicable that you guys can just do like that chocolate cake or building an app for best places to go for a walk. I don't know. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, the point, folks. Is that 4 sentences and he built an app? I mean, that's just incredible. And this is where the world is going. I mean, this is where we are today. But as we move forward, Elon Musk says that the capability of AI is going to grow by 10 times a year. 10 times a year. That means next year it's going to be 100 times more capable. And
Mhm.
in 5 years, it's going to be 100,000 times more capable. That kind of change and that kind of advancement in that kind of speed um, uh, is exciting. We haven't talked about the scary part. I'm not going to talk about the potentially scary part. But I mean, it's everything's a two-sided coin, right? But the opportunities and the learning that we can do is just amazing. And David, you've blown my mind again. And last time in episode 21, please go look at episode 21. Last time in episode 21, you showed us what you did. This time you showed us how we can do it ourselves in 4 sentences.
Mhm.
And so with that, listen, we're at time. This has been amazing. I can't believe how fast an hour can go by. But you have anything else? Anything else for now? Because we're gonna have you back, and
Yeah, I guess I'd say like a year ago we did the website with some t-shirts. This
yeah,
year we're building apps. Let's see what happens next year. It's exciting.
unbelievable. Well, we're not gonna wait a year to have you back, David, because this thing is moving and it's moving really quick, and we all have the opportunity right now to jump on it. One last thing I'll say to everybody, and again. Episode 21, please go back and look at it. That's David and me talking about and he showed us a t-shirt business that he built using AI. And episode 95, which was just the previous episode to this one, I kind of give a foundational understanding of our mindset going into this and the opportunities. So please take a look at episode 21 and 95. Um, because the thing is that as you start now, um, you're just going to build on it. You're just going to build on it and build on it and build on it and be part of it. And it really is important because the changes are going to happen so fast. You can be part of it or you can be a victim of it. And so I want all of you to be a part of it. David, my goodness, thank you so much for this. This is just, I'm going to go back and look at this 2 or 3 times myself because you just blew the top of my head off like 10 times in the short time we've been together. And God bless you. I love you, David. And I appreciate all that you're doing and sharing your experiences with the rest of my audience. So with that, everybody, I love you. God bless you. Get excited. Get into it. Just try it. Just try.
Just try it.
The hardest part is downloading the damn thing,
You
right?
don't download. There's nothing to download.
There's just what?
You
Say
don't
that.
even need to download it. You just go to the website, your ChatGPT or Claude or Grok.
Really?
There's nothing to download.
But I downloaded the app, but you
Well,
don't have to.
if you want on your phone, you can download the app. But if
Okay,
you're on
but you
your
just go to the
computer,
website.
you just go to the website. Yeah,
And is it chatgpt.com?
yeah.
And
And
is it
there's a free version.
okay? And it's Claude.com,
Claude.
which was when they
Let me see it.
we
Claude
talked
dot
about ChatGPT, Claude, and Grok,
Grok, yeah.
right? So check it out, folks. Play around with it. Have fun, right? Because it's crazy. Once you start getting into it, it has now become, as of yesterday, the first thing I go to when I start my day is asking whatever questions I have. I don't think about who to call. I just go to ChatGPT and my phone. So, all right, folks, have fun. And we'll see you next time. Okay, thanks for and share this, and give other people the opportunity to have the top of their heads blown off, and just have fun with it. Okay, until next time, have a great day. We'll see you later.